ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. In this session we will start off Mandalam 5 with 2 suktas. Ashtakam 3, chapter 8. Suktam 1. Om Rishi Budhagavishthirau Atreyau Devata Agni Chandastrashtuk. Sages Gavishthira and Buddha, they belong to the sect or clan of Agni, of sage Atri. Starts off this mandala with a sukta dedicated to Agni as per the practice followed in Rig Veda. Agni symbolizes the soul of energy, or is personified energy, and fire is one form of energy. Abodhyagni Samitha Jananam 5.1.1. Agni is being kindled with good fuel, ghee, etc. by men at dawn every day, like cows being awakened by the cowherds. The rays of light, as though continually moving, go up to the sky like big trees shooting up, leaving their branches behind. Seer of the Sukta seems to say that he will be talking about energy in general, and sacrificial fire is a typical example. This fire is kindled by sacrificers every day in the morning. Flames of fire shoot up, illuminating the sky all round. The Rig gives a beautiful description of sacrificial fire. Abodhi Hoda Yajathaya Devan 5.1.2. Acceptor of sacrificial oblations, Agni is being kindled for invoking enlightened beings or souls. He stays with his good intellect or light, shooting up to the sky in the early morning. The form of this well-burning fire is visible to all. This resplendent Agni, being mighty, dispels darkness completely. 5.1.3. Yadim Ganasya Rashanamajiga. When the resplendent Agni or fire with his brilliant rays and pure speech mantras shines gloriously, he overcomes the zone of darkness of a host of people. He sits on the right side, getting honored by food and auspicious hymns, drinking the oblations offered from above with ladles. His flames advance upwards. Light from the fire, sacrificial fire, removes physical darkness. Spiritual light from Agni destroys ignorance from the minds of discriminating sacrificers who honor Agni with suitable oblations. Outwardly, a grass fire is being described here. 5.1.4. Agnimacha Devayatam Manamsi. Minds of persons seeking the welfare of all. See Agni with their eyes. See Agni like their eyes see him in the sun. When they and night having two different forms generate the day. Before the daybreak, white light of Agni comes into being. Here the seer is recognizing the fact that fire and the sun are both sources of energy especially. A sacrificial fire is usually lit before daybreak. 5.1.5 Janishta hi jenu agre ahnam. This born Agni, who came into being before daybreak, was already established in the friendly forest, gloriously shining, upholding seven-colored light. Agni sits in every home as the most worship-worthy acceptor of sacrifices. Before men invented fire, he is seen to occur naturally in the forest. The same Agni is now sitting in the altar of the seer of the Sukta, emitting seven-colored light. 5.1.6 Agnihoda Nyasidat Yajiyanu Yajiyanu. Agni sits as the most worship-worthy acceptor of sacrificial offerings on the Mother Earth and in the charming celestial world. Also, soul of Agni, who is ever young and is extremely wise, and who is upholder and enforcer of Vrita, the eternal laws of nature, stays in many places in the midst of human beings. The same Agni or energy is present inside the earth and in the sun and stars and in the space. Agni appears in many places on the earth as sacrificial and kitchen fires in the midst of human beings. Pranotyam Vipramadhvareshu 5.1.7 That very wise accomplisher of sacrifice and performer of sacrifice, whom performers of sacrifice invoke with oblations of food and salutations, and who fills the space and earth with Vrita. These invokers adorn that permanent possessor of food and knowledge. Sacrificers glorify that soul of Agni fire with wonderful hymns or food materials. Different forms of energy, Agni, appear as per laws of nature or obeying nature's laws, conservation of energy principle. Energy provides food for both physical bodies and minds of human beings. Marjalyo Mrijyate Sve Damuna 5.1.8 Spiritual Agni, who is a friend of the house, is admired amongst the wise sages, is our auspicious guest, having thousands of flames, is shower of happiness, is very vigorous, and is a purifier. He is being served in his own abode. O Agni, you please protect us and others with your power. Much of the earth lists the attributes of Agni, who is being glorified by the seer of the Sukta and his co-sacrificers. Rest of the Sukta is easy enough to understand. 5.1.9 Prasadyo Agne Atyeshyan O Agni, for whom do you manifest yourself endowed with your admirable virtues? Immediately you surpass all others in every way. Thus you become worship-worthy, possessing handsome body, which is radiant and dear to all living creatures and honored. And you are an honored guest of all human beings. As soon as sacrificial fire is burned, it is served with oblations and food materials. Alternately, as soon as energy is manifested, all inert forms become active, making use of that energy. A sacrificial fire and fire in general are being made use of by man from the time fire was invented. Tubhyam Bharam Dikshitayo Yavishtha 5.1.10. Oh, very energetic Agni. Men who are near or far away offer you food and other oblations. O Agni, please know the good intellect of a man of auspicious conduct. May these clear worshipful hymns bring you cherished happiness. Man of auspicious conduct implies seer of the Sukta himself. No further clarification may be necessary on this ruk. 5.1.11. Adyaratham Bhanumo Bhanumantamakne. O splendorous Agni, please be seated today in this resplendent universal chariot, along with other worship-worthy enlightened souls. O all-knowing Agni, please take us through the right path to the vast atmosphere and bring us here enlightened beings or enlightened souls for partaking the food offered. May energy be present in this universe in various forms so that men may make use of them for their advancement. Here atmosphere stands for the vast universe containing infinite material objects. Last part should be clear without any clarification. Last ruk in the Sukta is 5.1.12. Avojama kave methyaya vacho. We shall chant respectful hymns about the very wise, highly intelligent, mighty showerer of happiness, soul of Agni. A person who is firmly established in cultured speech, namely Vedas, who honors venerable souls with salutations and food, offer this prayer to Orin Agni, who has splendor like that of the sun. In conclusion, seer of the Sukta is stating that he is presenting this hymn to the soul of energy or personified energy, Agni. We go to next Suktam, Suktam 2. Rishi Kumara Atreya Vrisha Jana Agni Devata Chandas Drushtup Shakvari Kumaram Mata Yuvadis Samudham. The young Mother Earth holds the child Agni, duly protected and well concealed within her cave-like womb. She does not give the child to the fatherless space. People do not see him, nor his strength getting harmed by anyone, but they see him in his forest home. Energy fire is concealed inside the earth's crust, which people do not see, as it does not come out usually. None can harm the energy stored there. The same fire is seen in the forest, which is therefore said to be the home of the fire. 5.2.2 Kametam tvam yuvate kumaram. O young mother, which is this child that you are fostering in your womb? That great mother gave birth to the child which had been growing within her womb for years before. When the mother delivered, I saw the child. Mother Earth was fostering fire in her womb. This is one form of energy. When the very same fire came out of the earth, it became visible to the seer of the Sukta. He calls it Agni, with the personified energy. 5.2.3 Hiranyadantam Shujivarnamarat. I see the sun from very close quarters. He has teeth like golden flames, possessing pure and beautiful appearance, and he is a wielder of sharp weapons. I give the oblation, which is eternal knowledge. This knowledge. What harm can those who are deniers of the self and not learned do to me? As sacrificial fire, he sees Agni at close quarters. The seer of the Sukta sees Agni at close quarters, while forest fire is always seen at a distance. The mild sacrificial fire is thought-provoking. So, the seer is invoking this Agni with this hymn, containing the eternal knowledge of the Vedas. No artist can do any harm to the seer. Kshetradavasyam Sanudascharantam 2.4 I see him moving away from his temple or land, like a cow leaving the herd and shining by himself variously. Before the flames are seen, he is taken as not born. In the same age-old soul, it is the same age-old soul of Agni who is becoming young again. Before fire came out of the earth, his flames are not visible to the outside world, but fire existed within the belly of the earth for millions of years. This age-old Agni appears to have become young again on coming out of the earth. Keme Maryakam Viyavanta 5.2.5 Who are they who can separate the cowherd from the cows? Those protectors of animals, though not fighting, do not sit quietly. He who acquires this knowledge may let flow this knowledge. Knowing it, he may produce for us more cattle or train our children properly. Soul of Agni is the protector of his subjects. Even if people do not make use of Agni, Agni is not idle. From the beginning of creation, Agni has been appearing in various forms. Knowledge about energy should serve to increase cattle and food production. This should be taught to young children. 5.2.6 Vasam Rajanam Vasatim Jananam Soul of Agni, who is the Lord of all born creatures and who is the abode of all human beings, he is concealed within mortals of evil nature. May the auspicious hymns of a person who is free from all three kinds of sufferings deliver him for the benefit of mankind. May the revilers get disgraced by themselves. Ignorant persons misuse energy without knowing that energy is driving them as well as the whole universe. For that reason only, Sierra Sutta is bringing out this knowledge about Agni through this hymn for the benefit of man. Three kinds of sufferings correspond to physical, mental and spiritual. 5.2.7 Shunashchichepam nididam sahasra. O Atmiya Agni, you loosen a man engrossed in sensual pleasures from all kinds of bondage, whether mixed or otherwise, even if they are 1,000-fold, and he attains peace. In the same manner, please free us from all bondage. O knowledgeable acceptor of oblations, Agni, please be seated here in this knowledge sacrifice. Agni is the remover of all miseries. By meditating on Agni, the source of manifestation of energy, one can attain that true miseryless state. Such an Agni is being invited to be present in this knowledge sacrifice. Agni is one of the 5 basic elements, or he is a unifier. But the one prime unifier, spiritual, is Atma, the miseryless state. We go to the next Suktam, 5.2.8. Hirniyamano avahi madeye. O soul of Agni, please do not leave me when you get angry with me. Protector of vows of enlightened persons imparted instructions to me. The wise Indra has shown you to me. Instructed by him, I have come to acquire spiritual knowledge. The manifested self within this body of the seer has instructed him to meditate on Agni to attain self-knowledge. This is the essence of the Rik. 5.2.9 Vi Jyotisha Vrihata Bhati. Agni shines with great radiance. By his great brilliance, he manifests all objects in the universe. He dispels all undivine, deceitful intellects which lead to evil actions. He sharpens his horns or flames for the destruction of demonic thoughts. This Rik is more or less self-explanatory. Demons are mostly within one's own mind and should not be taken as external objects. This point is being brought out clearly in this Rik. In the next Rik, 5.2.10, Uda Swanaso Divishant Vyagne. 5.2.10. May the terrible sounding sharp weapons of spiritual Agni which are there in the sky be for the destruction of demonic evil characters or thoughts. Even in the light, his lusters are capable of destroying enemies. They keep away anger and undivine acts and do not allow them to overcome us. The comment on the previous Rik is applicable to this one also. Here probably the seer may be referring to lightning in the sky, destroying the demon-like clouds. Next is 5.2.11. Edam te tu vijata vipro, O powerful Agni, performer of good deeds, I, endowed with good intellect and knowledge, construct this hymn which is like a beautiful chariot. O resplendent Agni, if you like or favor it, with it we shall conquer these swift-moving pranas or waters. As it is, most of the ruk is easily understandable. Swift-moving pranas stand for birth and death, and conquering them implies eternality or eternal fame. 5.2.12, the last ruk in the sukta. Tu vigrivo vrishabho bhavradhano. One who is powerful next, is very mighty, is ever growing in strength, is a master of objective knowledge, and is a knower of the Vedas, acquires wealth without opposition. This is said of sword of Agni by the knowers of eternal truth. He bestows happiness upon a man of advanced knowledge. He bestows happiness upon a performer of knowledge sacrifice. May Agni bestow happiness on the seer of the sukta. This is the gist of the ruk. We close this session here. Next 3 days are anadhyayas. So there will be no sessions for the next 3 days. Viramastavat.